This Mortgage Minute brought to you by MortgageBrokersOttawa.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Frank Napolitano is here. See, I was telling the truth. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
Been a while.
You've been all over the place, eh?
I have been.
Listen, the fight's on now, eh? The battle for mortgage rates again.
Spring market. We just got notice last night. A number of our lenders dropped to 2.89 for a 5-year, which is absolutely outstanding mortgage rates.
This is after Bank Montreal came back with their 2.99 over 5 years, right? That's 5-year fixed.
Yeah. We've had the 2.99 for, I think we're 2 or 3 months into the 2.99 now. So we've had the 2.99 for quite a while.
2.89 now.
2.89 now for, and from some of the major lenders out there. So it's not, so again, for anybody that has a mortgage maturing, and typically your mortgage matures in May and June because that's when you purchase your property, don't wait. Like right now is a good time to be able to call your bank and say, hey, I can either get 2.89 from you or I'll take my mortgage somewhere else. Now's the opportunity to do it.
And that's how you present it basically to your lender.
No choice.
Right?
It's
your
why
money. Wouldn't you shop around?
It is your money. I don't understand customers who are loyal to their banks and settle for it. I'll give you an example. Just yesterday morning, a customer came in, got the renewal notice from the bank. They have 30 days until the mortgage matures. 5.24 is listed on the sheet.
What?
5.24%. They got a renewal
for
form
a good
with
customer?
Their posted rates. With their posted rates.
And what did you tell them?
Well, so what happened was they called them yesterday morning just before they were meeting me. And they said, just calling you on the renewal notice. And they said, well, I'm going in to meet with my mortgage broker right now. Well, we can probably do better than what's on the renewal form, is what they said.
Then why did they send it out?
And the customer, well, that's exactly what the customer said. So why'd you send me this rate if you can do better? What's your better rate? Well, why don't you go meet your mortgage broker first and then tell us what they do and we'll tell you. So they said, no, why don't you tell us what your best rate is? And 3.29 is what they got. So from 5.24 to 3.29, yet here we are 2.99, and now this morning I'll be able to call them and tell them they actually get 2.89 now instead of
that
2.99.
customer.
So that customer, yes.
And this is with major banks. You're saying
this is with a couple of major lenders,
yes. Lenders that you scout out.
It's an unadvertised, and they tell us it's an unadvertised rate. So don't go out there and advertise that this is the rate that you're going to get for the customers.
Well, I think you might have just advertised that, Frank.
Well, but I didn't say which bank.
True enough. Listen, what do you make of all the reaction to the low interest rates from people like the federal finance minister saying, wait a second, this might be too low and people are going to get into trouble and all that sort of thing?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the arrears, we had an arrears report last week, and oddly enough, the arrears are down even more. So there's even less arrears today than there was a year ago than there was 2 years ago. So,
well, what about this, Frank? Just a thought. So the mortgage rates are super low right now, and you can lock in for 5 years. And they're worried about rates down the road 5 years from now, for example, being too high for people to afford.
And that's a true concern. That's a legitimate concern.
But what about, I don't know, getting the credit card companies to lower some of their interest rates, which are absolutely ridiculous?
You would think that would be one of the targets that they would go after
Maybe
now,
that should be
instead of leaving the mortgage rules and leave the mortgage rules alone, because home ownership has a lot of benefits, despite the fact that there's still reports out there that the house market is overvalued, which again, depending on which market you're talking about, may or may not be true.
Very interesting. Listen, what you got to do is you got to call Frank and his team, get in there, and that's exactly the scenario you were talking about with yesterday's customer. They get a renewal notice from their bank. They came to you because they know you can get them a better deal. And then they start negotiating with the bank and so on.
And they could, again, at that point, I always say to customers, call your bank, find out what the best rate is. You don't have to tell them what you can get somewhere else. They should be telling you what the best rate is.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know you'll be interested in this later, too.
Very much so.
How to get your money out of your money rut and start living the life you want. That's a good financial advice in here.
Absolutely.
And it goes hand in hand with what you do.
It really does. And I talk to customers about, your mortgage allows you to choose the lifestyle that you want to live.
Exactly.
And here's an opportunity. Customers 5 years ago were getting 5-year mortgages at 5%. They're coming in now getting less than 3%. So talk about freeing up some capital to be able to live your life.
Unbelievable. Good to see you, my friend.
Great to be
Frank Napolitano from MortgageBrokersOttawa.com. Go on the website, give them a call, do what you need to do to make sure you get the best mortgage available to you.